August 26th, 2019. About, what was it? September, October, November, December. 4.5 to 5 months before the coronavirus hit. Business Insider writes this article. Doomsday preppers are thinning out across the U.S., and it may be because President Trump quiets their fears. We go down here. British criminology and research Michael Mills traveled to the U.S. to investigate why so many Americans are preparing for the end of the world as we know it. People across the country were stockpiling supplies like toilet paper and MREs and straws that turn pond water into drinkable liquid. The preppers had a variety of reasons. Some worried, blah, 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 blah. It's all racism. It's all conservative racism, and Trump quiets their fears about Obama. That's what this article comes down to. Why am I bringing this up? Why are we going to talk about this? Very simply put, I want you guys to be prepared. I want you to know that if you are preparing for the future, congratulations, you are now in the majority. You're not a small fraction of the population. They're prepared for the worst. Now everyone's a prepper. As cases of the coronavirus rise in the U.S., preppers have watched with a mix of concern, weariness, and even some hope that Americans will learn from their example. March 17th of 2020. What is that? 8 months later? That's right, boys and girls. Everyone is preparing. But if you're watching this channel on BitChute or YouTube, I want you to know that you should be continuously preparing, replenishing your stockpiles, and making sure that you have enough because it's coming again. It's going to come around again with winter dawning on everyone. Shortages are coming. People are reporting this. Now, are they going to be real shortages, as in the supply lines have broken, so on and so forth? No, they're going to be manufactured by people who aren't normally prepared, going out to buy stuff that they think they might need in case there's another shopping wave. Second coronavirus stockpile wave may be coming, and it goes beyond toilet paper and cleaning supplies. 64% of shoppers created a stockpile of products after the COVID-19 onset, published 23 hours ago. As winter encroaches, more than half of the U.S. consumers are considering replenishing their assortment of goods and essential products that they had originally stockpiled during the onset of the COVID pandemic, according to new research data from Inmar Intelligence. I hope I pronounced that right. When the pandemic hit in March, 64% of shoppers created a stockpile of goods. Now, roughly 57% are considering restocking due to growing fears of a potential second wave of COVID, which could lead to another round of bare store shelves. Over a quarter of shoppers are considering revamping their winter stockpile due to concerns that certain products won't be in stock, the firm says. Meanwhile, more are concerned about the safety of in-store shopping if a second wave kicks up. What are you doing, Fox? What is this? What is this? Stop it. No, we don't want this. Unlike the first stockpile, however, 45% of shoppers plan to invest in new items, such as frozen dinners, pasta, snacks, and cleaning products. So let's just talk for a second, okay? Because 55% of people are planning on purchasing goods in store, and they're planning on buying stuff that they don't need. Meats you can freeze and keep for a few months. That's fine. Do you need pastas? Do you need X, Y, and Z? The large answer to this is probably not. If you want to go out and buy frozen dinners and things like that and have a bunch of them, that's fine if you got the space for it. I wouldn't suggest for the average person, unless you're really getting into, like doomsday prepping, to go out and buy a second refrigerator or freezer or anything. But I would suggest you have an extra month's worth of essentials, because that's just the base. You want an extra month's worth of essentials, or an extra period, whatever the period is. If you go paycheck to paycheck between grocery store trips, pick up a little bit extra at a time. Seriously. Instead of that one can of ravioli, buy two. Instead of, as you're walking by, you see a bag of rice, they're like $3, pick one up. It's not super hard, not super difficult. And for most people, you'll have enough. With that, you'll have enough in case something does happen. When you go to buy toilet paper instead of buying a 4 or an 8 pack, buy a 12 pack. Very simple, small steps to start building a stockpile that you then don't touch. And that's the important part. You don't touch it unless you just absolutely have to or something bad happens. The other thing I would suggest to people who are getting into this, because let's be real, boys and girls, we want people to be prepared. We want people to be safe in case something does happen. You know, you don't want to wish. I know some doomsday preppers who are like, you know what? I want them to suffer. They've been making fun of me for so long, they should suffer. But I don't think that's a good idea. I think the best idea is to give people advice, which is why we're paused here. Skills. Learning skills and investing the money you would be investing into, 6 months worth of toilet paper into, I used to have a book around here that was like the outdoor survival guide. And it tells you basic stuff. How to build a shelter while you're outdoors, how to build a hooch, how to build a fire with and without starter materials, how to skin and clean small game. But yeah, that kind of stuff seems to me like it would be more important. And I think that's where people should be focused. Let's move on. It'll be important for retailers to not only prepare for this new surge in demand, but also deliver value to customers during this time of crisis in order to maintain heightened trust and loyalty. But it's not yet clear when, if ever, buying habits will be back to normal. Even when the pandemic subsides, about 54% of shoppers plan to keep a stockpile of goods due to fear of another emergency. This overall is a huge positive. Most people don't have a first aid kit. Most people don't have enough food and water for a couple of days if the lights go out or anything else. They just don't. And now that is changing. But while that is changing, and while that is becoming a big issue for the stores, for those of you who are new to prepping, I want to say welcome. And for those of you who have been doing it for a while, give out tips, man. Leave me tips in the comments. I will talk to you guys Monday. Like I said, I'm gonna be out of town, away from my little setup this weekend, so we won't have any more videos until Monday morning. Gonna go look at houses in a more remote area. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to y'all soon.